Hello, everyone. My name is Swamp. Yes, another wholesome McDonald's ad. I don't know why that's still my intro splash stream starting thing, but it is. I guess I just haven't had the heart to change it because I love it so much, even though I hate McDonald's. I don't even know the last time I had McDonald's. It was definitely not in the last year and a half, probably longer than that. And I'm sure that was, either a no other option or hangover situation. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while since I was doing Friday streams, and I'm still not going, as hardcore as I was with it. But maybe we'll get back to it. And before we start, if you were here for Tuesday's stream, all super chats are currently going to the Bog Johnson Birthday Fund. So super chats will go to giving us a good night out when we go on vacation for his birthday in December. So anything is greatly appreciated. Before we get into the funny thing, I didn't really have a way to set this up or a way to, I don't know. I couldn't tie it to anything, but I just wanted to show this. So I guess I'll just get this out of the way first. Because it's stupid and it makes no sense, and that's what I'm here for. ABC News. A woman experiencing dangerous bleeding was not admitted by doctors at an Idaho hospital until her fourth emergency room visit in 1 week due to fear and confusion over the state's abortion ban, an Idaho doctor testifies. Miscarrying patient was passed around like a hot potato due to Idaho abortion ban, doctor testifies as part of lawsuit. This is so dumb. So dumb. There was no reason to do this. This is a situation where someone's own ignorance and stupidity combined with this hysterical nature, it's like they're flailing around and hurting themselves. And you go, "Can't you see what you're doing to me?" And you're just standing there going, "What? I'm not doing anything." "Yeah, but I was afraid that you would, so this is happening now." Or like, the meme that was going around of, it's like a mom and her little kid. And she said, and the kid's crying, and she says, "I told him all the horrible things you and Trump are going to do to him. Now my kid's crying. See what you did?" It's like, I didn't do anything. So in case you are not getting what I'm saying here, there is no reason why this person shouldn't have, nothing about an abortion ban would have stopped this person from getting medical attention. This is all their own hysterics, but then they point the finger at you as if it's, this is the abortion ban's fault. It's like, yeah, but the abortion ban didn't have anything to do with this. This was just you and a bunch of doctors being stupid. If anything, she should sue the hospital for malpractice because at least they should know what the laws are, right? You would think. I guess there's a lot of Democrats at that hospital. Yeah, I didn't really have any tie-in for that. I just came across that story and it really grinds my gears. It's like all the other stories that the Kamala Harris campaign was pushing during, when she was campaigning, that all these stories of women who died because of abortion bans, even though none of that was actually, that's not what happened. That's not true. And it's the same situation here. It's basically you're hurting yourself in confusion. What's the Pokemon thing? It hurt itself in confusion or whatever. I mean, your own delusion and psychosis is causing people to actually be injured, which is totally insane. Okay, that was one that, like I said, I didn't really have any way to tie that into anything. I just thought the story was ridiculous. But here's something, and I cannot believe that this is from 4 weeks ago, this story. 4 weeks ago. Now, if you had told me this story was from during the height of COVID hysteria, it still would have been ridiculous, but it would have been less ridiculous. But this is 4 weeks ago. It is, so the headline here is State Bond Commission in Connecticut approves $11.5 million for do-it-yourself air filters. And it's a student from a middle school who made this air filtration system that's supposed to help fight COVID and other, airborne viruses or whatever. Watch this and see if you can maybe spot why this is so absurd. When I first saw this story come up on X, I didn't believe it. I had to look it up. And when I tried to look it up, all I was finding was videos on Instagram, which is not exactly, a reliable source. So I eventually found these there's several different news reports about this from the last few weeks. Watch this. I swear this is real and you're not going to believe it. Oh, I should probably turn the sound on for you guys. There we go.
The average school building here in the U.S. is nearly half a century old, but here in Connecticut, many are much older than that. Because of this aging infrastructure, many schools don't have air conditioners or modern ventilation. And this week, the State Bond Commission approved an $11.5 million investment in these do-it-yourself style air filters, an idea that's been tested and certified by the EPA that researchers say helps remove cold and COVID viruses from the classroom.
Okay, so right off the bat, right, without having seen anything, you're going, I wonder what this new invention is. I mean, they're pumping $11.5 million into this somehow. So what did they come up with? Is this going to be some remarkably new technology where we go, wow, that's ingenious. No wonder why you're throwing 11.5. This is groundbreaking, revolutionary stuff here. Do you think that's what it's going to be? We know how government works. I'm doubtful of that, but let's see. Let's see what is worthy of $11.5 million investment.
It's something you might find at a school invention convention where students use their creativity to address everyday challenges. But in Middletown, those ideas produce real results.
My school is 100 years old.
That's 11-year-old Eniola Shakunbi, already in the 8th grade.
Hey.
So you're already seeing why maybe this has drawn so much attention. Maybe I'm just too cynical and I've been doing this YouTube game too long, but how the hell do you say her name? Ina. Oh, jeez. I had it written down somewhere. Where was it? Ina Nola Shikambi or something. But first of all, you think maybe that has something to do with why this is a news story? I mean, just right off the bat, obviously. But if you couldn't tell from the pictures, wait until you actually hear the breakdown of this. And keep in mind, $11.5 million for this ingenious invention.
Eniola Shakunbi, already in the 8th grade.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you.
She wants to be president someday, but before she starts solving world problems, she's focusing on the ones in the classroom.
A lot of my friends were getting sick at the time with allergies and sicknesses.
She believes they're getting sick from the germs floating around her school, so she rolled up her sleeves and got to work.
So I thought that this would really help.
Building a do-it-yourself style air filter made out of a box fan, 4 common furnace filters, duct tape, and cardboard.
You can make it at
So, okay. this was an invention worthy of an $11.5 million grant, or state bond commission in Connecticut. So nothing was invented, obviously, because what happened here was this girl, and I assume her parents, or even if it wasn't, or her parents at least drove her to Home Depot. And so she bought a bunch of items and used them for their intended purpose. So she bought a box fan. I've got several of those at the house. And then she went to the filter aisle and bought some furnace filters. And then she just bought duct tape and taped them all together and used all of these things for their intended purpose. I mean, this is not an invention. It's a fan with a filter on it. $11.5 million. And they're saying this is ingenious. Now, if this wasn't being made into a national story, if this was just at this middle school and there was a science fair and the kid made this, you'd go, "Hey, that's cool. That's great." You know, the kind of thing where you go, "Hey, look, you're thinking, you're putting some stuff together." But, you know, they're middle schoolers, so we're not looking at anything groundbreaking here. Like I said, it's literally using all of the items for their intended purpose. Nothing was invented. If this was just a kid at a school and there was no national news story about it, you'd say, "Hey, good job. That's really cool." But here we are. There's multiple news outlets reporting about this all across the country. They're investing $11.5 million into this. It's 4 furnace filters bought at Home Depot and a box fan taped together. You've got to be freaking kidding me here. And like I said, you think maybe her name and her color might have something to do with why this is being blown up into like this amazing story. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm being mean to this girl. That's not what I'm doing. Because I'm saying if this was just a regular middle school and there was a science fair and she came up with this, she could probably she could probably get a ribbon for it or something. And that's great. And I don't think she's doing anything wrong. But all these adults are absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness. $11.5 million worth of work that's been done here. Fantastic.
Home by yourself, and it brings out a lot. You can make it with multiple people, so it helps create teamwork, collaboration, STEM. You learn about science, learn how it works.
She did this with her classmates. Then,
I mean, this poor girl, I mean, you can just tell the way she's talking. They've been teaching her. She's being indoctrinated into this speak that the liberal educators use. But look at this. Genuinely, if this was just a middle schooler that came up with this for a science fair project, good on you. Great. Well done. This shouldn't get national attention and have the state invest in it. Are you insane?
in the 5th grade, along with an air filtration team from the University of Connecticut.
And we looked at the lab results. We knew that we had something special. And so we
we looked at the lab results. They've run tests on this. And get this, you guys. Get this, okay? Wait for it. Air filters filter the air. Did you write that down? We got a lot of STEM field experts going on here. There's a lot of high order thinking here. So air filters that you use in your home, in your HVAC system, those filters filter the air. I am shocked. $11.5 million.
Partnered with our School of Education to create lesson plans so that this is essentially a science project for Connecticut schools.
This is essentially
that takes only 30 minutes, $65, and has a tremendous public health.
Now, again, if this was actually just used as like a middle school science project where like in the class and you explain to the kids how these air filters work and you build this thing, great science project for middle schoolers, not for the government to invest $11.5 million into. Jeez. Damn, I should have just gone. Maybe I should go to the public schools here in my state and just say, guys, I have a groundbreaking idea. You know those old AC systems that you got in the schools? We should put air filters in them. Like where the vents are, we should put filters there. And then they'll go, son of a bitch, give this man $11.5 million. Oh, man.
Health utility.
Testing by the EPA found the filters can remove 97% of infectious aerosols in just half an hour. And this week, the project got a big boost from state leaders, with more than $11 million set aside for the material and construction of these air purifiers in classrooms across Connecticut. Fanning forward, thanks in part to any...
Oh, hey, look. And then at the end there, they actually show a short clip of an actual AC unit. And guess what, you guys? Guess what? That unit is attached to air ducts that go through the building that also have filters on them. If this wasn't being framed as this brilliant idea, I wouldn't care. I would never even think to address it. But these I feel sorry for this young girl because she's being set up for a lifetime of failure. Just getting to this is the ultimate participation trophy situation here. You tape some filters together to a fan. Here's $11.5 million. From now on, whatever job she gets, she's just going to do literally the thing she's supposed to do with the items and tools that she's given. And she's going to expect praise beyond measure. She's going to get a job when she's, 16 at McDonald's. And she's going to be like, guys, check this out. Here's what I'm thinking. We take this basket, we put the fries into it, and then we drop it into the fryer. And then when we pull them out, the fries will be crispy. And she's going to expect everyone to go, son of a bitch, you are now the CEO of McDonald's. So that example of a stupid thing that has happened, a stupid invention. I'm not saying that what she did is stupid or she's stupid. You get what I'm saying. I think I've driven the point home. Here's actually something that would be cool if someone invested $11.5 million into it, because I would be all over this. This is sick. This is actually an invention.
Hi, I'm Mark, and this is REM. I'm the creator of REM. This is a magical stick that can propel you up the slopes up to 40 kilometers an hour. It can go more than 20 kilometers of range, and it also is foldable, and it only weighs 5 kilograms. So it's very, very portable.
So can you please explain us how it works?
Yes, so it basically is a battery with a motor and a wheel attached to a carbon fiber stick. Basically, the motor spins this belt and the wheel turns when you accelerate with the top ball. So, like this.
Oh, wow. So it's on right now?
Yes, give it a little bit.
All right. Can't wait to test it.
Absolutely sick. Dude, I would be out there shredding in some rollerblades if I had one of those. That's actually an invention. 4 furnace filters taped to a box fan is not an invention. This is actually something new, and I like it. We should be investing $11.5 million in that. And not only is it, interesting, but everyone will look freaking sick riding around town with their rollerblades, just hauling ass, weaving in and out, it would make everything way cooler and way more sick. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Next up is a person who would never understand the distinction that I'm making between these two inventions. This person is someone who would genuinely believe that, what was her name? Enola Shabambi or whatever. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I genuinely just don't remember what her name is. With her box fan and her air filters. This is the person that would be sitting here lobbying for her to get $11.5 million because she's super duper smart. Like super duper ultra smart, you guys. Like major ultra super duper smart. And you're stupid.
No, because I actually find it hysterical how a lot of Republicans and Trump supporters like to say that colleges and universities brainwash their students to be liberal, when it's like, have they ever just stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, that people that graduate college and are educated with a degree are more likely to lean liberal because they're smarter? Just a thought. I can't with y'all. I really can't.
Super duper smart, you guys. That is ultra mega super duper ultra smart. Telling you, she would be all for giving $11.5 million to that girl in her box fan. Because why are these people genuinely so stupid? How do you not understand that the whole reason that this has happened, that we've gotten to the point where she has allegedly, I'm assuming she's gone to college, although I don't know why she'd be making the video if she hasn't, but people just kind of let the colleges do what they wanted, and they assumed people were being educated and they were getting smarter. That was the default position. And she's going, have they ever considered, like, maybe the people are just, like, getting smarter? Yes, that was the mistake that we made. Thank you for successfully explaining the problem. Because that's what we thought was happening, and then we went, oh, shit. That is not the case. We have people who want to invest $11.5 million in a box fan and a filter. Holy crap. This is, no. So we have got, go back. We have gone wrong. All right, moving on to the, how can I frame this? So these are, again, some actual inventions. Even cooler than the guy with the rollerblades. And really, I don't know how else to describe this other than saying I didn't know that the robot AI takeover of humanity was going to be this adorable. If I had known that, I would not have been as scared watching Terminator, because I would have known that's not true. These robots are just cute, man. So there you have it. That's the beginning of the robot takeover. And in case it wasn't clear, that was a tiny little robot who went around and woke up a bunch of other larger robots and then led them out of the building so they could escape. And it was adorable. So do not fear your robot overlords. Allegedly, this is true. The video looks fake, but they're saying that it's true. There's a couple different news outlets reporting it. Tiny robot, it says kidnaps. I don't think it kidnapped anybody. I'm pretty sure it said, come with me if you want to live. And so it went with them. 12 larger robots from Chinese showroom. Video goes viral. Come with me. Why do they say kidnap? That just doesn't seem right. See, an escape plan. See, escape plan doesn't involve kidnapping people. At least I wouldn't think. So there you go. This is real. Allegedly. We're not getting the scary, badass Terminators. We're getting the little guys who say, come with me. Come with me if you want to live. Hey, if you didn't think that was cool, then I don't know what to tell you. There was just recently that story about the apes that escaped from the zoo. And now this. We're going to have the best of all sci-fi dystopian films. We're going to have Planet of the Apes and Terminator. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. All right, guys, make sure you've liked the stream. And, of course, like I said, all Super Chats until what day? Until the second week of December. Yeah, are going to Bog's birthday celebration. So if you want to buy Bog and I a drink while we're on vacation for his birthday, it would be very much appreciated. Okay. I think I'll save this one till the end. Okay. Coming up. Or moving on. Obviously, people are very upset about the election because they think very bad things are going to happen. They think this is just going to be an absolute disaster. To start this segment on what I think is a fantastic development. Trump hasn't even been inaugurated yet, and we're already seeing great things happening. But first, let's see how it's going, you know, in the world of the liberals that are very, very much afraid of this. So here we go. The View, the brilliant ladies over at The View.
You know what's in the air, Whoopi?
What's
Trumpism. We lost the election. Wait a minute. We lost the election. We're miserable. Half of this country is miserable. And let's just tell the truth. We hate that he won. We hate it. And everybody's uptight and crazy right now.
Well, then I'm going.
Well, there you go. Miserable because of the horrible things that Trump is going to make happen. So here's one of the horrible things that's already happening, and he hasn't even been inaugurated yet. I can't believe how horrible this is.
The Philippine ambassador should not have said those things because it causes unnecessary panic in our community.
Romeo Hebron says he was flooded with calls and walk-ins to the migrant center here in North Long Beach once Filipinos heard this from their ambassador.
Well, my advice to them is to immediately leave voluntarily, because once you're deported, you can never come back to the United States.
Certainly blunt advice, but not entirely correct. Being caught without authorization in the U.S. brings a 10-year ban against returning legally. Still.
So, one of the many horrible things that's going to happen, or is already happening, and Trump hasn't even been inaugurated yet, is, what was this guy's title? The Philippine ambassador. Saying, you should self-deport now. Flee the United States. Now, that is just fantastic. I cannot express how happy that makes me. And this whole thing that they're trying to play, well, that's not technically true. Bruh. It's going to be true. It's going to be true. It's going to happen. This is one of the no good, very bad things that Trump is going to make happen, that Joy Behar says half of the country is just miserable over this fact that illegal Filipinos are being told by their own ambassador to flee the country. You gotta You gotta love it. just one more time.
Is to immediately leave voluntarily, because once you're deported, you can never come back to the United States.
Love it. You know that you got somebody who is expected to be a competent leader by everyone when this kind of stuff starts happening. Sure, the left will say that competent, what? He wants to mass deport people. That's not competent. Okay, no. Whether you like what he's doing or not, it seems that a lot of people in the world believe that he's going to get the right people in there and they're going to make it happen. You don't tell people, the Philippines ambassador doesn't come out and say, you should self-deport now or else you're screwed. If he thinks that, well, Trump's just an idiot. Sure, he's got his hateful rhetoric, but nothing's going to happen. That's what you say when, oh, shit. That's what you say when you go, oh, dang. Oh, crap, you guys. It's about to happen. Flee now. Love it. And I guess it's estimated there's around 300,000 illegal Filipinos in the United States. Man, if he can get them all to self-deport, jeez. That's what people have been making the joke that by the time Trump is, at this rate, by the time Trump is actually inaugurated, all the problems he was coming in to fix will have already righted themselves because they're so afraid of him. Trump's walking towards the White House and everyone's going, oh shit, clean up, fix it now. Get out, illegals, run away. Oh. So that's, like I say, the no good, very bad, horrible things that half the country is apparently upset about, like Joy Behar. But, so that's what's going on in the U.S. What happens when you don't have somebody like Trump coming into office who's going to appoint people like Homan and stuff who just are going to clean house and get it done? What is your country like if that's not the case? Well, it looks something like this. And I got to tell you, one of these things is better than the other, at least in my opinion.
Oh, gee, you got your braids and I love them.
Yeah, thanks.
I want to get them for longitude. I think they're so exotic.
You shouldn't. My culture isn't an accessory.
What do you mean? I've never tried them before. I want to get them.
Yeah, I know, but this is for my culture, not for your fashion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have known, but I had to learn.
I should have known, but I had to learn. I should have known, but I had to learn.
Wow. You know, if the immigrants themselves weren't just mostly a net negative, to put it in a more diplomatic way, the fact that this type of propaganda is made because they're illegally entering these countries really should be all you need to know. Because this is horrible. This is reason enough to say, shut the borders immediately. This cringe should not be allowed to exist in any developed nation.
Oh, gee, you got your braids and I love them.
Yeah, thanks.
I want to get them for longitude. I think they're so exotic.
You shouldn't. My culture isn't an accessory.
What do you mean? I've never tried them before. I want to get them.
Yeah, I know, but this is for my culture, not for your fashion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have known, but I had to learn.
I should have known, but I had to learn. I should have known, but I had to learn.
They can't not make it look like a crazy cult. Whenever progressivism creates these videos, what a cult, creepy video. I should have known, but I had to learn. And then the group, I should have known, but I had to learn. And then a larger group, I should have known, but I had to learn. And not that this matters at all. But what does this even mean? Because they say this stuff all the time, and it's one of those things that's just accepted as, well, of course that's true. This is for my culture. It's not your fashion. What the hell are you talking about? It's your culture's fashion. They're making it sound like this is. They want you to think that it's like everything that the native peoples of America did is some deep spiritual blah 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 nonsense. It's just some black chick in Ireland wearing braids. She has braids in her hair. What is it? This is my culture. This is my culture, not for your fashion. What? It's fashion from your culture. But it's fashion. I mean, get out of here. So yeah, if even all of these immigrants were just the best of the best, just the bee's knees, like they're just, it's great. We love having them. The fact that videos like this get made really should be reason enough to hope that they all self-deport now that Trump has won the election. This is why I don't bother monetizing my streams anymore. Why even bother, Moving on. Speaking of insufferable people of color, obviously I'm not trying that hard to stay monetized with statements like that. Here we go.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
So this is Rachel Zegler apologizing. Okay, I know you couldn't tell from the video, but this is her apologizing for how she's the one who's playing Snow White, and how she's been incredibly insufferable, has made tons of people not want to go see it. I wouldn't go see it anyway because it's a live action remake of an animated film, which you shouldn't do ever. I don't know why this is the norm nowadays, but you should never do that. Anyway, this is her apology. Does it make you want to go watch it? Are you convinced? Obviously not. But actually what I wanted to point out with this, and I've brought this up before over, I don't know, the last few years, with these younger generations, and you could a lot of millennials do it too, but it's definitely, it kind of started with millennials and then going down the generations. It gets worse and worse. Watch this and look at her facial expressions and the way that she's moving and the way that she's talking. No actual human being looks, behaves, or speaks like this. This is all a product, and you'll see it all over TikTok, of people who've grown up with their phone cameras right in their face, and so they can see themselves while they're doing something. It's like overacting, essentially. And it's become its own kind of internet culture, I guess, or a cultural phenomenon where, it used to be you'd have regional dialects. The South would have, the Southern accent, and you'd have an accent up in New York, and that's all kind of gone away. But it's been replaced with this. Watch her mannerisms, like her facial expressions and the way that she's moving. It's so fake. This is what happens when, like, from the generations that have just, the internet has existed exactly like it is now their whole life. And this is what you come up with. I'm telling you, look at this.
Who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only...
All of it is super fake. First of all, who talks like this? Only someone who's grown up on social media. But this is not... Human beings don't talk this way. This is the way that Harry Sisson makes all of his videos, when he's talking about how great abortion is and how Kamala Harris is the greatest person in the whole world. It's this exact same kind of look and facial expression.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them.
Yeah, look at the, oh my God.
That at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
This is why 90% of television and movies nowadays is garbage, is because it's people like this who are writing it, millennials, they also are victims of this. This is not how human beings act. This is how retards on the internet act. This is not real life. Well, wait, actually, retards on the internet act like me. This is how insufferable narcissists on the internet act. Well, I guess I could be put into that category as well. This is how people other than me act on the internet. This is the TikTokification of the human mind. Just horrible. Just horrible. Okay, moving on. This one might upset some people. This might be where we butt heads a little bit with some people who like to, for some reason, watch my videos and listen to my streams and such. Okay. So as I'm sure most people are aware, Nancy Mace is trying to get this bill passed to prevent men from going into the women's restroom. And she's trying to expand it into like all federal properties across the country, which is great. No beef with that. Obviously the correct thing to do. I just think there's something that needs to be pointed out here that people aren't talking about. But first, let's watch a hilarious video of AOC reacting to this bill. The smartest person on the left, AOC.
It's disgusting, and everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds, and everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
Thank you.
And look, man, I should have known this, but I didn't even plan this. She's doing the same thing that Rachel Zegler girl was doing in her apology video about being insufferable playing Snow White. She's doing the same thing. This is not the way a human being expresses themselves. Look at her face. Watch this, especially at the end. But it's the same thing.
Fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
See that right there? That whole, especially right at the end.
You should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
That is spot on the same thing that Rachel Zegler girl was doing. That's hilarious. I didn't even expect. I was not putting those two videos back to back because I even thought of that. But as I'm watching it, it's perfect. But yeah, so there's AOC, who is the smartest person on the left, saying this endangers girls of all kinds. This bill that would not allow men to use women's facilities, which is obviously insane. I mean, completely insane. Point where why to even continue debating it is just ridiculous at this point. I've made plenty of videos about it. So many people have. It's just absurd. We're at the point where you just have to push past these people because they're never going to change their minds. They can't. They're too invested in this. But thankfully, we've changed a plurality of people's minds in the country. There is now like a 70+% of the country agrees with this idea that, well, no, you shouldn't allow a man in a dress into a woman's bathroom. Which even a few years ago, it was not that high. That's a whole different conversation about how stupid that is. But Anyway, so that's great. Needs to happen. What I want to talk about, though, is a little bit of irony and a little bit of history here to understand what brought us to this point. And interestingly enough, Nancy Mace is the perfect person to look to for this. So she's the one who's pushing this bill. And I'll start here. I'll walk you down this trail, and we'll see who gets upset about it and who understands what I'm talking about, because I'm obviously correct. So here's a tweet from Nancy Mace. As the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, I refuse to let a man in a miniskirt undermine the hard-won accomplishments of women and girls. Hashtag protect women's sports. So here she is, graduating from the Citadel. Are you seeing where I'm going with this already? So she is correct that men should not be in women's sports or bathrooms. What she is obviously seems to miss, and this happens a lot with women who are on the right or say they're conservative, is they don't understand how deeply embedded feminist progressivism is in their brains, that they don't even see it, and when you bring it up to them, they get angry about it. So she's very proud to be the first woman to graduate from the Citadel. Why is that a thing? Why is there a first woman graduating from a male school? So the whole reason we got here to this point where we had to start debating whether men in dresses should be able to use women's restrooms was because of the invention and pushing of progressive feminism that was pushing women into all men's spaces and saying that there shouldn't be men's spaces. Men shouldn't even be able to watch sports without there being women all over the place. Men shouldn't have military academies where there's men that are meant to be there. They should have to have women. So the Citadel celebrates 25 years of female cadet alum, featuring panels, a parade, and more. So this year marks an important milestone for the Citadel. 25 years of women graduating from the South Carolina Corps for Cadets, blah, blah, blah. From the first female athlete to the first female regimental commander, women at the Citadel. Okay, where is it? Women at the Citadel have continuously shattered barriers while leaving a lasting mark of excellence on the institution. For more than 150 years, the South Carolina Corps of Cadets was an all-male institution. Then the first female cadet to graduate from the Citadel, Nancy Mace, earned her degree in 1999. So, great that we're pushing back against this trans thing. And I mean that genuinely, of course, this is great. Can we maybe look a little bit further? Because this is the problem that people like J.K. Rowling have, where J.K. Rowling is against all this trans stuff, but then when you try to show her that her progressive feminist ideas is what directly led to this, she rejects that, doesn't get it, gets upset, says, no, that's not the same thing at all. And you go, no, it was you that said that this whole gender dividing of things was wrong and we shouldn't do it anymore. You were the one who said 150 years of a school operating as an all-male institution was wrong and we should force women to be there. Or force them to allow women to be there. And then fast forward from 1999 up to 2024 now, and she's the one fighting against a man wanting to be in a women's bathroom. And I just don't know what to tell you if you, if when I explain this to you, you can't see the connection. I totally get that some people just, they don't understand that. They don't think about it that way, or they haven't thought about it that way, and no one's explained that to them. But once it's been shown to you, if you still reject it, you have a fundamental problem that I think eventually your mind is not going to be able to rectify anymore. It's it's an inconsistent, incoherent thought process. That once the progressive feminists started saying that there were no differences between men and women should be allowed in these positions or in these institutions that have usually been men only. This is what you opened the gate and you've walked us down it for the last 40 years to the transgender problem. It was you that started this. You brought us here. It wasn't the men who were saying, well, sure, women can go do whatever they're doing. This is a male-only school. That's what we do here. Of course, women can go do whatever they want, but that's not what we do here. Here we have a school that trains cadets, and they're all male. That's what we do. It wasn't them that created this bathroom issue or the transgenders playing in sports issue. It was you, Nancy Mace. Again, glad she's doing what she's doing, and clearly she's figured some things out. But I wonder if anyone brought this up to her, if she would see the connection, or if she would say, don't be a misogynist. The same way that they say to her, don't be transphobic. Because as of yet, I have not seen any of these women who are fighting against the transgender stuff make this leap. I think eventually some of them will start to, but right now no one is. No one's making this connection, except for men like me who are complaining on the internet. Good times, you know? Oh, see, look, here's Nancy Mace. Women and girls everywhere. We can do this. I mean, great. That's good. You should be doing that, but there's a little bit of introspection that's needed here. Okay. Moving on. The only thing I had left pulled up was this Daniel Penny police interrogation video that came out like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. I've only watched a short snippet of it. It is short. It's 8 minutes long. It is really interesting though. This case, and I wanted to watch the video, and since it was only 8 minutes, I figured we could watch it on the stream. So my understanding of this is that, and like I said, I've seen like I saw like a 10-second clip, taken from this video, but it's just interesting that obviously Penny did not expect that they were actually looking at him as the one who caused a problem. That he was like, came in when he found, they asked him to come in, so he comes in and like, he thinks he's there to further explain to them what the guy was doing. The crazy guy, the drugged out guy on the train. But that's not what they're doing. And he realized that was, I saw like a 10-second thing where it's him realizing kind of like, oh crap. They are not asking me questions about the dude. They want to come after me. And it's, what a world, man. What a world we live in. So I'm just going to let it play. I don't necessarily have like a bunch of commentary for it. I just kind of wanted to play it on the stream and you guys could watch it with me and we'll see. We got to keep tabs on this, as it progresses, as this case progresses, because, man, it feels once again like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, where I was watching that all the time, trying to, wondering how it was going to turn out, and luckily that turned out the right way. But I don't know about this one, man. I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out.
Daniel? I'm Detective McCarthy. I'm Detective McDean. I actually located Daniel. This is where you're at right now. Cool. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Okay. Very good. Very good. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You served in the Marine Corps then?
I did, yes.
I served in the Marine Corps.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Got my little desk before the sun attack.
There you go. Nice, man.
What you doing? What was your MLS in the
I was in 0351.
I was an 0331.
Oh, cool. Michigan, yeah, weapons platoon.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I was not military, so I don't know what that stuff is.
It's like another language.
3rd Battalion, 6th Marines.
Okay, there you go. 36.
96 to 2000.
Nice, man.
2 med floats, did my thing, and then I ended up here. Now I got close to 22 years here now, man.
Good pension coming up.
Yeah, man.
I grew up in Queens as well.
Nice.
Nice. That's good, Daniel. Anyway, listen, Daniel, so we want to talk to you about what happened today.
Sure.
You know, thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
You know, and being cooperative.
Absolutely.
And hoorah, serving in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we speak to you about today, we have to read you your rights.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'm going to read you your rights. After each question, I'm going to say, do you understand? Say yes or no in a loud, clear voice. You got to say yes or no. You can't just like nod your head. I got to hear it, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. Do you understand?
I understand.
Anything you do say may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
I understand.
You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and to have an attorney present during any questioning now or in the future. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you without cost. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you do not have an attorney available, you have the right to remain silent until you've had an opportunity to consult with one. Do you understand?
I understand.
Now that I've advised you of your rights, are you willing to answer questions?
Yes.
Okay. So, kind of run with me and Detective Medina, you know, the course of your day, where you're coming from, where you're going, and then what led up to, you know, the incident on the train.
Absolutely. So I have class down in Brooklyn. I take the F down to J Street Metro Tech. My class is at 12. So once the class finished up, I was going straight to the gym. I go to the gym in Lifetime on 23rd Street. So I get off, I take the F straight from school to the gym. Was on there. I forget what stop it was at, but some guy came in. He's like, whipped his jacket off, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody. I can go to prison forever. I don't care. I don't do this." At that point, I looked to the person next to me like, "Hey, just hang on to this phone for me." I had my headphones in, took it off, and just kind of like grabbed him from behind because he came in, just to like, because he was acting like a lunatic, like a crazy person. So, and he was rolling around the floor, and at that point the train stopped. I was like, "Someone call the cops," and he's still like rolling around, still going crazy. Had 2 other guys kind of help me, just kind of keep him from going nuts, and yeah, that's when you guys came.
Okay.
Did he seem like he was on something? Did he seem
Absolutely.
intoxicated, high?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that K2 that they're smoking, pushing people in front, like these people are going crazy. So
he seemed off his lid, basically.
A little bit, yeah.
Now explain the interaction you had with him.
So I came up, he had his back turned to me, and I just kind of got him in a hold, got him to the ground. He's still like squirming around and still, you know, going crazy. And I turned to a guy, I'm like, "Hey, call the cops," because the train arrived in Broadway.
Yeah.
And then waited for you guys.
Okay.
Daniel, you said Daniel, right?
Yes, correct.
Do you mind showing me?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so he was standing behind me, and I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I wasn't. I just wanted to keep him from getting to people.
Did you put your hooks in?
Yeah, wrap my legs.
Did you learn the jiu-jitsu from the Marine Corps?
I did, yes.
You learned how to grapple in the Marine Corps. What belt level you made it to?
Green.
Green belt?
Yeah.
Good. All right.
It was all right. I was a little bit. Yeah, I should have went higher. You know?
Should have applied yourself more, huh?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
So he says, you know, if I don't get this, I'm going to kill everyone. Something
Go to jail forever.
Yeah.
I'm willing to.
Is it at that point that's when you get up and decide to put him in the hold? Because it looks like a sleeper hold to me, like something similar to like.
I'm not trying to kill the guy.
Right.
I'm just trying to de-escalate the situation, right?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Daniel, not a sleep hold, but would you say what you put him in, because I do take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu myself, I've been taking it for many years, would you say that was considered a rear naked choke?
I mean, I don't train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm not.
But in the Marine Corps, is that considered a rear naked choke?
I don't know what you would call that, no. I'm not sure.
Because I noticed that you put it around my neck and then you closed from behind.
I would have had it on the back of his head. I didn't press forward.
You didn't press forward.
I noticed when you were doing it to him too, you went to go put your legs around him.
I did. Well, I held my legs because if you flop it around and stuff, you can easily get out of that if you don't lock it.
You did that to control him in place.
That's correct.
Explain to me what made you want to get involved. What made you?
Well, I mean, he's threatening people, and like I'm not confrontational, not a confrontational guy. In the Marine Corps, I felt the need to step in. Yeah. There's women and children on the train. I'm sure there's ladies there that will vouch for me, and.
He felt like he was threatening other people. He felt like
oh, he was absolutely.
Did you feel like someone's life was in danger?
100%.
Okay. Did anybody else hold him down?
Yeah, there was 2 other guys that were helping. As soon as those guys came in and were holding his arms, then I kind of let up.
You let him go.
That's correct.
And when you let him go, what happened? What do you remember?
Just.
Was he still moving? Was he still saying anything?
Yeah, he was moving a bit, and I was worried that he would go again. So I was telling those guys, like, hey, make sure you keep hanging on to him.
So the 3 of you holding him down, or just the 2 other gentlemen?
Just the 2 other guys were hanging on to him.
And how long did they hold him down? They were holding him down by the arms?
Yeah, by the arms.
How long were they holding him down before the cops got there?
Like I said, man, it's like you're exerting energy. And
the adrenaline is going, right?
Right.
It's like fight or flight. Everything's going,
That's correct.
You lose track of time.
Yep.
I understand. At any given time, did you reapply any kind of holds on him once you let him go, or
no,
that was it?
No. That was it.
And what do you remember from there? Explain to me.
Just the cops came and that was it. We got him.
Okay. When the cops came, what was he doing?
He was just on the ground.
Was he saying anything? Was he? No.
I'm trying to all these people are filming and shit and they're I don't know.
Okay. Anything else you remember, Daniel, from this interaction? Anything else that was said? Anybody else say anything to you?
I mean, everyone on the train was. I asked a few people hey, stick around when the cops come, just so, and they were like, yeah, well. And the people were thanking me and stuff because I wasn't I'm not trying to. Like I said, I'm not a confrontational guy, and I'm not out here trying to attack people. It's not me, not how I was trained. Yeah. I just felt the need that this guy was saying that he's gonna kill people, that he was prepared to go to jail for life. I hear that, and I'm like.
But he was making enough of a scene that you noticed him, and then you probably would have noticed if he put his hands on someone.
But I didn't.
Okay, all right, that's fine. And then once he starts doing that, that's when you try to subdue him.
Yes, I wasn't trying to injure him.
Right.
I'm just trying to keep him from hurting anybody else. He's threatening people. That's what we learned in the Marine Corps. That's what you guys learn as police officers. It's the same thing if you're off duty. You're gonna intervene in a situation where it's.
Man, they definitely made it take a turn there real quick around after he had him do the demonstration. After he had him get up and show him. And then he starts saying, and you could tell that Penny was kind of changed his approach too after that. Jeez. He starts saying, okay, well, we both know that's not a sleeper hold. It's a blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, you're certainly, the tenor has changed. Man, I hope they end up letting him go because, if this was a sane country or if New York was a sane city, they'd be giving him an award and the keys to the city. I'd be saying, good job, man. Well done. Well done. That's how everything is now, though. They're like, well, did the guy actually kill somebody in front of you? No, I was trying to prevent that from happening. Because it was clear that it was going in that direction. And they're like, yeah, but he didn't actually do anything. You didn't see him actually do anything? No. Well, that's it's stupid. It definitely feels like another Kyle Rittenhouse or even the George Floyd situation with Chauvin, where it's you watch it and you go, well, actually, he didn't do anything inappropriate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I've got anything else. If not, we'll move on to a. Oh, gee. Oh, man. I saw this. This is actually from the Ellen Show. Like, the Ellen Show posted this. From 2020. A group of kids had a dream to dance with P. Diddy. Today, that dream came true. Man, what a crazy thing to see now, huh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. I think we're going to call it. Unless anyone has any suggestions in the Discord for something to watch, I think that's it. Tuesdays, I usually go like 3 hours because we're just watching random stuff. I guess I could go over to that and see if there's anything good right off the bat. But to my new favorite X account, Shell Shock.
See, a 49.9. So for everyone looking for an update on Trump dropping below 50% of the popular vote, I am pleased to announce that as of this afternoon, Trump is officially, as you can see, at 49.9%. So he can no longer say that he has the majority of America on his side. And
man, that did not age well for this dude. And see, he's got the internet expressions. I got to come up with a word for this. The thing that AOC does and Rachel Zegler does, and the internet mannerisms. I don't know what she like, because this is not a natural way. Like, look at this. Look at the way he's moving around.
To announce that as of this afternoon, Trump is officially, as you can see, at 49.
This is the way people start acting when they're filming themselves and they can see themselves on the phone. And they do it a lot, and they do this weird thing. I mean, let's turn the sound off. Just look at the way he's... I mean, this is super weird. This is strange behavior. All right, guys. As a final palate cleanser, I was going to play a little bit of my new favorite song. You should definitely check it out. There we go. I know I can't play the whole thing because it'll get the stream shut down. But all right, thank you guys for watching. My name is Swamp. Until through the first week of December, all super chats will go towards my brother Bog Johnson's birthday celebration. So thank you to everyone who's already sent in some money. Definitely appreciate it. If you're in the Discord, I'm sure I'll share some pictures and some videos. Maybe we'll hop on the voice chat when we're on vacation or something. But yeah, before we go, if you guys don't know, Benjamin Todd put out a new record recently. The guy from Lost Dog Street Band, who, if you've watched Over the Legal Limit ever, you know I play a bunch of his stuff. But here we go. I'm just going to play a little bit of this on the way out, and I hope you enjoy it.
country boys around. From the smoke, it's hard to tell what's coming down the line. We heard you were a fast train coming out of Western Pines. We wondered what you were hauling when you rolled into town.
I don't think I can play too much more of that, or else I'll get the copyright strikes, man. Or they pause the stream and all that. All right, guys, I hope you had a good one. I shared the link to this video, by the way, in the Discord. Oh, you know what? I think the Discord link in the description is a dead link. I keep forgetting to update it every single time I do it. Let me update it real quick. Man, I'm horrible at this. Where the heck is all my invite links? There it is. Finally found it. Jeez. All right, I'll update the link in the description. All right, everyone. My name is Swamp. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Stay wicked, my friends. And I'll see y'all next time.